So you're going to give the child hormones.
Mm-hmm.
If the child thinks it's a girl, let it be a girl. Like, you don't have, why are you adding hormones? If you're shooting hormones into a child and you're affecting the child's development, you're saying that's not a choice. That's nonsense. Of course it's a choice. You're choosing to chemically change this child's body.
Yeah.
And you're saying that this isn't a choice. Well, it's definitely a choice to do that.
With no ability to provide a strong argument, and the comment feedback on the video being almost entirely negative, with viewers stating things such as, if I had a penny for every time Adam declared that he wasn't an expert, we could hire an actual expert to tell him how wrong he is. It's safe to say that Adam had no clue what he was talking about and got absolutely destroyed, but at least he listened to Joe's argument and didn't interrupt, unlike the next woke guest Pete Dominic, who smugly stated that the United States Constitution should be rewritten.
Our Constitution is also silly. Like, let's remake everything. Have a serious conversation about what kind of guns and bullets people can have. There's so much better that we can do.
While Pete means well and wants reform to stop gun violence in America, the biggest question is how. Every study will show you that there are far too many guns in America to confiscate them all. So, how do you collect them? Joe Rogan believes that it's impossible, while Pete believes in government buybacks.
There's so many guns. You're not getting them all. It's not possible.
That's the most important point. There's already 330. There's more guns than there are people, so what do? I think you buy as many as you can back, for sure. You spend a whole bunch of taxpayer money.
If you wanted to do that without changing the Second Amendment.
Spend a whole lot of taxpayer money to buy as many as you can back, knowing you're not going to get all of them. So what's the purpose of wasting taxpayer money if we can't get at least as close as we can to 100% of the guns? That's the damn problem. That right is backed up by the amendment. It's one of our alienable rights as U.S. citizens to be able to have the right to bear arms. So everybody who's aware, we got some gun enthusiasts in the chat right now, man. Drop a thumbs up if you're a Second Amendment. If you're pro Second Amendment, man. So this right here is something that everybody could attest to. Ain't nobody going in and taking your guns. So that whole gun buyback, maybe that'll work in New Zealand or some shit, but this is America. Everybody got a strap.
Amendment, like you just have a buyback where you just offer people the opportunity to make some money by giving their guns up.
This is where Pete Dominic smugly interrupts Joe's train of thought by moving the goalpost, stating that the Second Amendment has been misinterpreted.
The Second Amendment has been interpreted wrong by the Supreme Court.
We need to talk about the Second Amendment. I mean, it's a big conversation.
No, because people can have guns. You can have guns. The Rick has a right to have guns. You just can't have these guns.
Well, it's clear that Pete is getting riled up. Joe remains calm and collected. Pete continues to interrupt and move the goalpost, contradicting himself sentence after sentence, originally stating that the issue is the guns and the bullets.
The main issue is definitely the guns and the bullets in them.
Well, the main issue is the person that's capable of shooting people with the guns and the bullets.
No, it's the guns and the bullets.
The guns and the bullet are inanimate objects. Without a person pulling the trigger, we're talking nonsense here.
And then flipping to it being a healthcare issue just 30 seconds later.
The conversation about like the Second Amendment to me is, it's just your interpretation. Fine, whatever your interpretation is fine.
That's what's interesting.
But if there's a human impact, it's a healthcare issue, and it's so extreme. It's really. If you want to know the answer to healthcare, you should talk to public health experts.
When Joe asks what he's yapping about, Pete is unable to answer without rambling and talking in circles. The same thing he's done this entire segment.
But wait, hold on. What research? On what?
Well, they don't have enough research on. They don't have enough research on gun violence.
But what
unfortunately,
are you talking about then?
I'm talking about if you want to know the solutions for what is impacting and creating death by any measure, accidental death.
Right, but we're talking about gun violence, right?
Right.
What healthcare professionals have the solutions to gun violence?
While this debate was clearly one-sided, with Joe Rogan absolutely smoking him, I can't say the same about our next guest, Flint Dibble, who got into an argument on episode 2136 of the Joe Rogan Experience with Graham Hancock over published articles claiming Graham was a racist and a white supremacist.
People ask, here's just a Google search. Archaeologist Flint Dibble says Hancock's claims reinforce white supremacist ideas, stripping indigenous people of their rich heritage, and instead giving credit to aliens or white people. Actually, I've never...
Did you really say that?
When Joe Rogan tries to confirm if Flint Dibble actually made these claims, Flint denies repeatedly.
No, I said that this idea of Atlantis, the way it goes back 200 years, it has been used for those reasons.
So are you saying your quote is incorrect?
I think that it's editing me out of context, Graham. I've never called you a white supremacist or a racist.
No. Flint agrees. Joe believes that by associating Graham with these claims, Dibble is trying to get him canceled.
This quote here, reinforce white supremacist ideas, stripping indigenous people with a rich heritage, and
shout out Joe Rogan for as many I don't know how this man has haters, but for as many haters that say, "Oh, Joe's low IQ, he doesn't know how to talk to some of these guests, these more highbrow, more intellectual guests," I'm not sitting here saying Joe is your leading member at the Mensa Club or anything like that. But bro, he's smart enough to have these conversations. He asks the right questions. He's a great moderator, a great conversationalist, and that's all it really takes. You don't have to be the top intellectual to have a good conversation and ask some pertinent questions.
Instead, giving credit to aliens or
Definition of an inquiring mind.
Claims, but what he didn't know is that Graham came with more receipts.
As Dibble, here's the Guardian, so they're misquoting you, are they? As Dibble states, such claims reinforce white supremacist ideas. They strip indigenous people of their rich heritage and instead give credit to aliens or white people. Why didn't you get the Guardian to put that right?
When pressed on the
It's one of the main reasons why Kamala Harris could never come on Joe Rogan. For moments like this, you say something crazy, they'll pull it up right in your face that, yeah, but you said this, or, oh no, it actually was this, so what's going on here? It's hilarious. And shout out Jamie. And make sure to double tap that screen and like the video, man, or the 3 dots up there in the corner to like the video. We appreciate the support, guys.
They stripped the stories of Atlantis? Yes. Right?
So the quote reinforce white supremacist ideas, that's not yours.
No, that's not a quote. It's not in quotation.
Right, it was.
CNN, who claimed that Joe Rogan was taking horse dewormer and endangering the population with his use of ivermectin.
More breaking news this evening. Joe Rogan, an extremely popular podcaster, announced on social media today that he has COVID. In his statement on social media, Rogan said he has taken several therapeutics to recover.
Turns out I got COVID.
CNN even went as far as to edit Joe Rogan's face to make him look more sick.
So we immediately threw the kitchen sink at it. All kinds of meds, monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, Z-Pack.
CNN claims that the use of these drugs is not clinically backed and is dangerous.
One of those drugs he mentioned, ivermectin, is something more often used to deworm horses.
But Joe got these meds prescribed by a doctor and recovered in just 4 days. Here's what he had to say about the situation.
Bro, do I have to sue CNN? CNN is saying I'm taking horse dewormer.
Yeah, what? So
They must know that that's a lie.
there's a lot of people saying it.
Right, I literally got it from a doctor.
After talking about where he got it, he puts the final nail in the coffin for CNN.
This is the grand conspiracy, right? The grand conspiracy is the pharmaceutical company.
I thought the final nails when he brought on Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who was, CNN's, Indian doctor. And he asked him, yeah, so what's up? What's up with ivermectin? What do you think about it? He's like, oh, yeah, I know. It could be used to treat, COVID. Allegedly. It could be used to treat COVID allegedly. And he's like, okay, well, why did, CNN run a whole smear campaign on me talking about, oh, I'm crazy, I'm a conspiracy theorist, I'm taking the horse dewormer. Like, why'd y'all let that run on? You work for CNN as a doctor. Why'd you let them run off with that narrative, knowing as a doctor that it's wrong?
Companies are all in cahoots to try to make anybody who takes this stuff look crazy. But what's crazy is look how better I got.
Yeah.
I got better pretty quick, bitch.
Let's go to
With CNN going as far as editing footage of Joe to make him look incredibly sick, while also making several false claims, it's safe to say that Joe took the dub in the end, although CNN never acknowledged any wrongdoing.
They never do.
Shout out Joe Rogan. I thought that video was very interesting. Like I said, he got a lot of naysayers for whatever reason hate on Joe Rogan, even though he's at the top of what he does. Shout out Joe Rogan. But oh yeah, he's not smart enough to be having these conversations. Like, oh, he's not an intellectual. And I'm just like, bro, ask the right questions. He facilitates great dialogue. And ultimately, people get a lot of value out of his content.
I think Joe Rogan just makes people insecure about themselves, especially the professionals. All right, this man didn't do half the education that you're doing, but he's able to have these interesting conversations that everybody want to tune into. But you have all this education. Nobody want to tune into your lectures or anything like that.
Facts. And shout out Hellbat 12, $5. Joe wouldn't have had to do nothing because she would have dug her own grave. Joe is an intellectual, always wanting to learn new things. Yeah, and I just meant as far as him being I don't know. I mean, when we think of intellectuals, we think of maybe even an Elon Musk or anywhere from a Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm about to say him.
Just something like that. Somebody who
Graham Hancock.
Yeah, somebody at the top of their field. Maybe like a scientist or a doctor, something like that.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Oh God, even him, even Bill Nye. Shout out Bill Nye. But yeah, we're gonna move along into the next video. Got a lot of little videos I wanted to pull up. Some funny, some serious. We're going to get right into this. This is Bill Maher on Why the Democrats Lost on The View. All lost, essentially.
Bro, what you mean it's obvious why she lost? Y'all just don't want to accept it. Actually, y'all already try to frame it as everybody being racist and misogynist. So,
racist, anti-gay.
Yeah, racist, sexist, anti-gay. Is it that's the reason why you think y'all lost? Y'all don't think the divisive rhetoric was there? Y'all don't think the fact that y'all skewed information, that y'all hid information, that y'all took down people's platform for providing alternate information? Y'all don't think that had anything to do with it? But all right, though. So anyway, make sure y'all double tap that screen and like the video, man, or the 3 dots up there in the corner. We appreciate the support, man. Let's keep it going.
The same demographics voted for both. And actually, if you want to talk about a racial divide, how does that racial divide really exist? It's the one that they're creating. Hispanics, black, white women, those are all groups that overwhelmingly sided with Trump. That was what was the catalyst for him to win. Like, depending on what chart you look at, if you look at this one, they'll tell you that, there was a racial divide. If you look at other charts that I feel more accurately represent the voters and the voting demographics that showed out, the voter turnout, those same groups sided with that man. So I don't think, I think the racial divide is only as big as you want it to be, as only as big as the media creates it to be.
Yo, is that so wrong? Like, it's so crazy how we keep trying to tell them it was the economy. Yes, the economy that y'all was lying to our face about, that y'all were trying to say we're in the best economy ever. Yes, it was the same economy that y'all was lying about was one of the reasons why y'all lost. The immigration problem, the one y'all told us that we were racist for even bringing up about. Yes, that's one of the reasons why y'all lost. What's so hard to understand about that? That abortion was not the headliner for this election. Y'all kept trying to frame it as the headliner, but it wasn't. It was affordability and immigration. Values. I mean, all right, what's your values then? Because obviously you couldn't be no Christian values, because let's be real, Kamala Harris didn't give a damn about that. I mean, family values, I mean, come on now. One of the main reasons affordability is terrible is Kamala Harris. Then she want to come out with this child tax credit. So I'm just wondering, what's your values, sweetheart?
And shout out Big Wave Dave coming in with $20, starting the show off right. Let's get my man a baller alert. Shout out Big Wave Dave. Good to see you.
Hey, man.
Good to see you, my man.
College indoctrinates kids, and of course they voted for her. I'm pretty freaking smart, and I didn't go to college. Just because a person didn't go to college doesn't make them stupid, which is what Sonny was implying. And yeah, I know, right?
Exactly what she tried to say.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, and I always tell you the educational class looks down on, like, I guess the blue collar workers. And it's not because they do better than them, it's because they're jealous of them. They're jealous of the fact that, yo, if this world was to go upside down, yo ass would be useless. Yeah, your ass is useless. And make sure to like the video. Double tap that screen, guys. On the same side. Like, bro, y'all divisive against each other. It's like as soon as y'all disagree, y'all want to pull up race. It's like as soon as y'all disagree, well, we may be on the same side, but I'm a woman of color, and you're just a white man. It's like, bro, y'all on the same side, rooting for the same candidate. He's being honest about why y'all lost, and you still can't bring yourself to it. You gotta bring your race into it. Even when you're bringing about up the disagreement with him, you're bringing race into it. And shout out James Foley Mace that college is a paid club for networking and a scam, man. Yeah, I know. Like, talk about them fraternities and all that good stuff. Big Wave Dave, the libs always ask, where did you get your degree? When did you get them When did you get them facts? Yeah, it is hell of annoying when they do that. I'm like, damn, you tell me I can't look at a video online and find this out easily? I don't know, read an article, a book. Like, you're acting like college is the only place to get information, only place you can get educated, which if you think it is, you're being stupid. And shout out Tracy Carr. Shout out Tracy Carr, man. We appreciate you. We've been seeing you in the chat lately, so we appreciate the support, sis. Let's get right back into it, guys. And make sure y'all double tap that screen, like the video. Never went to the Jews and then said, oh, I'm for y'all, and then went to Palestine and said, oh, yeah, I'm actually for y'all. No, that's what Kamala did, and it's been proven that Kamala did that in 2 separate rallies. To the Jewish rally, she's talking about, oh, I'm all for y'all. And then when she ran a bunch of Arabs, she was like, oh, yeah, I'm all about Gaza and Palestine. So, but why are y'all lying? There's actual proof that Kamala's the one who's actually out here giving different speeches according to the group of to the group of people she around. Trump gives that like it or not speech. This is what I'm on. This is what I'm on with Israel. This is what I'm on with the economy. This is what I'm on with China, Ukraine, etc. Country on credit. Or hold on. I don't know. How about this? If it's credit so damn important, let citizens take some delinquent marks off their account. Yes, yeah. Let everybody be able to take 2 delinquent marks out their account for every person, like for their entire credit history. We can't let them get too crazy now. But you gotta pay back your debts, guys.
This is a real.
If you really cared about credit, if you really cared about affordability and giving people houses, you would make it easier. You would talk about the economy instead of handouts. Wave Dave, you know she's wrong. I am here.
I'm weak. Oh man. King of toxic masculinity back in the chat.
Bruh.
Shout out Big Wave Mave, man. The most toxically masculine supporter we got.
I'm weak. He's like, you know she's wrong. Nah, and that's facts. That's fact. There's a lot of people who work with their hands. A lot of people who didn't go to college, just went straight to trade school or apprenticeship and are doing 10 times as well as college graduates. Especially if they didn't go in STEM. Oh yeah, you're doing really better than them guys. Shout out for the great life decision. Good for you. Now make sure to double tap that screen, like the video. Appreciate the support, guys. How much they get on food stamps and how much they get in assistance. Brag about being accepted for Section 8. Bro, I mean, literally throwing a party.
I've dated women who will refuse to get a better paying job just because they know if they do, they'll lose their government assistance benefits.
Bro, I done heard women fight to let their kids see their parents because I might lose benefits. Like, what you mean? Like, yeah, if I send them off with their dad and then I let one of them live with their dad or even on the other side, I'll let one of them live with their mom, then I'm gonna lose benefits. I'm like, sick. Sicko. So you tell me the government is pretty much enabling you, and they're not only that, it's also persuading you to pretty much divide your family for government money.
That Uncle Sam handout means more to you than your own goddamn kids.
You bastard. All right, shout out Big Wave Dave. I didn't do trade school or apprenticeship. I learned on my own as I was required to in my work. Hey.
Shout out.
He said, man, I learned on the job right there.
That's the best way to learn. On job training, learn as you go, learn as you grow, as I like to say.
Started from the bottom, now we here, huh?
Yeah, trade school, vocational school is always an option, man, but don't be afraid to just jump in the field and get your hands dirty.
I mean, bro, that's one of the best ways to do it.
Man, I'll have to share the story in a little bit more detail at some point in time, maybe on a Toxic Talk, but bro, I made it all the way to warehouse supervisor, just working my way up. Not gonna lie, bro, it can be done. Shout out The View. Or I guess what little insight they gave us with that one. But I did have some more clips I wanted to share. All right, yeah. Shout out.
All right, bro, funny.
Shout out that boy.
Well, what's this? What's a Brilliant Idiots podcast? Shout out Charlemagne and Adam.
Today, man. You look real patriotic. I'm feeling like America's about to enter its next golden age, and I'm feeling very excited about it, and everybody should be.
America.
I don't see why people wouldn't be.
I knew deep down. Everything went to plan, huh? Everything went to our plan, Charlotte.
There was not a plan.
Remember when we decided on Brilliant Idiots? We're like, yo, you'll fake support Kamala and then cause all this like distraction and what is it? You stir up the water to catch fish. You'll do all that, and then Trump will land the plane, and then boom, we did it.
That's not what happened.
Charlotte, man.
I supported Kamala Harris, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day because the president of the United States of America, the 47th president, is Donald J. Trump. And I said this on Breakfast Club this morning. Like, you got to accept it. Are you an American?
Al walking out. Al just leaving.
Are you an American or are you not an American?
Damn right I'm an American.
Why would I wish for America to fail? Why would I want America to fail? I'm just asking a simple question.
All right, let me know if it sounds a little bit better. Let me know if it still sounds the same. Let me know, chat.
Question.
Thank you.
Make sure it's still plugged in.
Thank you.
That's asking a simple question. Like I don't want America to fail. I have a life here. I have businesses here. I have a family here. Why would I want America to fail?
That's why we were wondering why you were supporting Kamala. No. That's why we didn't understand it. We're like, why is this guy throwing so much support our way?
Listen,
when I know that he's a patriot, when I know he's a great man, I know that he wants America to win.
Listen, everybody votes for their interests. I have interest in Kamala, but I'm not going to root against. Why would I root against the president?
That's what I'm talking. Thank you.
I hope Trump doesn't do anything he said he's going to do.
Wow.
I hope there's only 3 things I hope Trump does.
Talk to me.
Why do you keep bumping me?
Because it sounds like your squad.
He says he wants to.
My glasses.
He says he wants to lower taxes. Do your thing, bro.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right?
He
MAGA.
said he wants to fix the economy, even though inflation is already down.
Yes, right.
Hey, do your thing,
MAGA.
Okay. If he wants to make things more secure, build the wall, border security.
Border it
do
up.
your thing.
Do your thing, Wody.
But you're gonna need the Democrats to help you do that, though.
Of course,
it's gonna take bipartisan legislation.
It's gonna take bipartisan legislation.
Shout out Big Wave Dave 82, $5. He says, it's usually when Key is on the other side, he is louder than Set. It seems like it's just a level issue with that mic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could be. We still trying to figure out what it may or may not be.
Got y'all. Don't worry, I got y'all.
Appreciate it though, Dave, for sure.
So they got the Senate and the House. So.
Well, they don't have the House yet, but it's looking like
they're going to have it. So they really don't need the Democrats to do shit.
Hey, man.
So they about to fix America, and the Dems about to get no credit for it.
Well, here's the thing.
Damn.
To your point, right?
That sucks for y'all.
To your point, right? To your point, right?
Yeah.
Now is the time for everybody who voted for Trump, and I would say the same thing if Kamala went. Everybody who voted for Trump, you have to push him to do everything he promised he was going to do. This is it. You can't let democracy don't end once the person you vote for gets inside the White House. Y'all have to constantly push him to do the things that you want him to do.
To stop the foreign wars, deport the criminals. I would like a pathway to citizenship for the people who are here illegally but have been working jobs and have families, and I think that we should, open our hearts to them.
They're going to have to come back. He's going to kick them out in January, and they're going to have to come back another
Shout
way.
out Big Wave Dave.
I don't love that.
Shout out Big Wave Davis. I'll be the remote sound engineer. He's like, all right, man, we got you. All right, now I did fix the gain a little bit, so Key, go ahead and do some talking real quick for me.
Yeah, chat. Let me know if everything sounds a little bit better. Please let us know. Trying to work on it actively as the show goes on, man. We do it live, so let me know if Set sounds good. Let me know if I sound good, and keep letting us know if everything sounds good.
But before you do that, go ahead and double tap that screen to like the video or the 3 dots up there in the corner. We appreciate the support, guys. Let's go.
That's going to happen.
I want you to start with the criminals. Because let's see how that goes.
Because it's almost, and Jon Stewart made this point. I thought it was a valid point. Jon Stewart was like, do you really think he's going to go through a whole list of people and say this person's a criminal, this person's a criminal, this person's a criminal? He's like, no, you're undocumented. You got to go. And then those people got to come back around and figure it out later.
It's clearly an attempt to deport between 30 and 500 million people is going to be complicated. So it's going to be important to know how carefully the former president would execute this plan.
A lot of the millions of people have had children here who are American citizens. So yes to mass deportation, even of women and children.
So we're going to look at it very closely. The way you phrase it is exactly right. You put one wrong person onto a bus or onto an airplane, and your radical left lunatics will try and make it sound like the worst thing that's ever happened.
Because it's the worst thing that ever happened to them, the American citizens you mistakenly deport. Yeah, Trump is like, and that makes me the bad guy.
Mistakenly deport? I mean, how did he mistakenly deport them? I mean, let's be real. If they're over here illegally, then come on, goodbye.
Ain't nobody with actual citizenship getting mistakenly deported, accidentally deported.
Yeah, and we stripping this whole asylum seeker tag, and now, we don't care. We don't care. If you didn't go through the natural process, the one we put out there in the first place, the same one my parents had to go through and their parents had to go through, no, we're not doing it, guys. We're not doing it.
I'll get closer on the mic, guys, but I promise you, this motherfucker is damn near as close to my lips as I'm comfortable for it to be, but let me know if that sounds any better. We still trying to get that right for you.
Bring it closer.
And why is my wife interviewing me? You are my wife, right? Marla, Ivana, Ivanka? I don't know. This sounds awful, but as everyone knows, you can never listen to what Trump's saying and hear it
I think you're taking everything a little bit too literally.
Look, Trump speaks in hyperbole. This is nothing new.
He's telling you what was in his heart. You always want to go by what's come out of his mouth rather than look at what's in his heart.
You're right. Why hold former presidents to what they say they're going to do from their mouth holes?
It's going to be a lot of kicking and screaming come January, bro.
Yeah.
Okay? It's just the truth to the matter. They said bad
I'm here for
deportations
it.
on day one.
Wow.
Day one.
Yeah, that's a tricky one for me. I think that we got to find a place in our hearts. Now, if you're a fucking criminal, you're breaking the law, get the fuck out. But if you're somebody who's been working here legally, and we've all had people
Diddy
on
that
show-
mic.
Hey, shout out Chris Hogan, $2. He need to Diddy that mic. I don't know what that means, my friend, but okay.
Diddy the
All
mic.
right.
I'm
scared to really ask for explanation.
I mean, I could only imagine what that means, but
I'm scared to ask.
Or
my
us that we're
imagination's
illegal.
going places.
They're upstanding Americans. I see them as Americans, and they should be given an opportunity.
He said he wanted the death penalty for, was it immigrants who commit murder? I think it was. Illegal immigrants that commit murder? Which one was it?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he said he wanted the death penalty for him.
But then he said if they deport you, if you come back again, it's 20 years, and then if you try a third time, then it's death penalty.
Damn.
Run it up.
Hey, man.
Run it up. We got to have, what are you going to do? Just have an open door? Like, there's borders for a reason.
I don't even, what'd you say, Alex?
So they're going to take it.
No, Chris.
Chris when he saw my outfit, he said, "Don't do it to
But
me."
it's America.
Why are you not proud of this? The greatest country in the world. We're about to enter our next golden age. How are you not excited?
Listen, I don't know.
Stop acting like you were excited by Kamala Harris. Fuck out of here.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Who was excited? Look at the polls. Look at the numbers. Nobody. Not Nan, nobody.
You gotta relax.
Y'all were too relaxed. What y'all need to do is be less relaxed and hit the polls.
Listen, here's the thing. A lot of people lie. That's just the reality of the situation.
But numbers don't.
That's right. A lot of people lie. There's a lot of people that said they was going to vote for Kamala Harris. There's a lot of people that there's a lot of people that got polled. That got polled, and they said they was going to vote for Kamala Harris. It did not reflect that.
Nothing.
That map looked like it had its period.
Puerto Rican
first day period.
First day. Heavy flow.
Heavy. It just did. Like it's just the truth to the matter. Like I don't think she won a swing state.
But she did. Philadelphia, right?
No, she didn't win a single swing state.
Pennsylvania's a state.
Swing state.
That's why she lost.
That's because they don't.
And some of them were controversial to be called a swing state. I'm like, hold on. Didn't Georgia always vote red? But then again, though, the reason why they were swing states
they
because
were
the last
blue
election.
last time around.
Yeah.
Some of those swing states were actually blue last time around. Nevada, Utah, those were blue. I want to say PA was blue as well. So yeah, Trump swinging those states actually said a lot, and Kamala not swinging one of the 7 said even more.
They don't know.
You lost all of them?
It's a damn shame. Did you vote? Did you vote?
She lost Pennsylvania, Taylor. She lost Pennsylvania. I don't think she won one. At least right now, as of now, we're recording this on what's today? Wednesday.
Yep.
The day after the election. She hasn't won a swing state as of now.
No, she hasn't.
No, she hasn't won one battleground state. Not one.
Pennsylvania.
Listen, a lot of people lied. A lot of people said that they was going to vote for Kamala, and they went in the booth and did something totally different.
Or they just didn't show up at all. And I think that was the biggest issue with Kamala is that the numbers are just way down.
Yep.
Now, part of that is from the Democrats obviously rigging the election the last time. We know that for 100% fact now.
No, they didn't. They didn't win the election.
No, I'm teasing.
Somebody called the radio station this morning, and they was like, "Stop this steal." I'm like, cut it out.
No.
It's just like it was a free, fair election. They won fair and square. They won the popular vote. They won the electoral college. It is what it is. They won the Senate. This is democracy. You can't respect democracy only when your side wins.
A lot of people are trying to chalk this up to like Trump populism, but we're talking about on flagrant, and it's just like this is a rejection of leftist policy. It's a rejection of leftist ideology, and it's a rejection of Democrats not speaking to the issues that the majority of Americans have. They went on the campaign trail and they just gaslit Americans, and they said, "Oh, the border's not really a problem, and I'm not actually going to do anything different than Biden."
Big issue.
Huge.
Big issue.
It's like
I caught a lot of shit last year when when the immigrants, illegal immigrants started coming in, and then the Republicans were taking the illegal immigrants, putting them on buses, putting them on planes, sending them to sanctuary cities, and then Democrats were like, stop, enough. I'm like, yo, y'all are the ones that built these sanctuary cities. Y'all are the ones that told them to come here, so Republicans sent them. I thought it was evil genius. I said it then. I thought Ron DeSantis and
What just happened? I don't think that was you, but I don't know how.
Go to the sound. I think it did just switch over to one of the mics. You switch the sound over to the mic, so go to the output, and right there.
Loyalty. Maybe that was at a strategy. But she needs to be like, that motherfucker fucked up. This is how I'm gonna do it. And she didn't do that.
The biggest thing that they said, I saw people saying they said that clip from The View.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Me too, Big Wave Dave. Trust me.
All right, Chad, working on the sound. Let us know now if it sounds
Wait,
any better.
do you know if the mic's connected or not? Yes. Oh, cool. All right, but yeah, though, Big Wave Dave. I'm wondering where them 20 million votes went as well. Like, how the hell you was up 20 million votes, 81 million votes. Where the hell did that go? Where did all these random mysterious voters disappear to? Like, they decided to sit this one out? Like, come on. It kind of lets you know that something was going on or something was maybe allegedly fabricated.
All right, I see something sounds better. Let me know. It's lower?
You said one mic is off?
Damn. All right, Chad.
She was on The View and they asked her what would she do different than Biden.
Shit, nothing.
And she said nothing that I can think of.
Yeah.
He spent so much money running that ad over and over and over and over and over in all these battleground states. And here's the problem with Democrats. I've said it a million times. They don't know how to message. Did Biden and Harris do some good things while they was in the White House?
Sure.
Yes, they did.
Sure.
But they don't know how to message it. Yeah. They don't know how to tell people the good things that they did.
Also, people don't.
All right, Chad, let me know now if that sounds any better.
Don't want to be told the good things while they're hurting. When your foot hurts, nobody wants to be like, but your hand is okay, right? Motherfucker, we're not talking about my hand. We're talking about my foot.
You're right.
And the American people were very specific about the issues that they had.
I've said this a million times. When you're saying things like the economy is better, right? And then you say, look at the stock market. The people that are complaining about the economy not being good don't even have no fucking stocks.
That's it. Y'all like that one?
Rural area in
Much
Most Corner,
better.
South Carolina, on a dirt road.
Dirt road.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like.
I know it well. We were doing this podcast for
All right, shout out Big Wave Dave. He said that was it.
Ain't nobody.
I told you, man, sound engineer.
Robbie Wade is alive and well in most corners of South Carolina.
It's like 12, 13 now.
Oh, wow. God damn.
My point is, those migrants, those people like that in those rural areas, they not thinking about no stocks. They thinking about how can they put food on their table today.
How much is bread?
And listen, Trump spoke to people's grievances. He just did. And I think that, I was having this conversation last night because we did the broadcast from the...
We appreciate you sticking with us through our sound difficulties. But make sure y'all like the video, man. Go ahead and double tap that screen or the 3 dots up there in the corner, man. We appreciate the support, guys. Let's get right back into it.
From Howard University, and it was me and Envy and Lauren LaRosa and the Native Land Podcast, Andrew Gillum, Angela Rye, Tiffany Cross. And Tiffany was just saying how, people are just stupid, right? She was like, this just shows how ignorant people are and people, they're not intellectuals. And I go, look,
wow.
You don't have to be smart to know that you can't pay your rent. You don't have to be smart to know that you can't afford these groceries.
Also, so when all those people that voted for...
You don't have to be smart to decide which of the two candidates was actually going to do something about this shit.
Actually...
Kamala's track record didn't speak too highly. Actually, if you look at how she low-key misappropriated her campaign funds, raised over $1 billion or spent over $1 billion in the last 30 days of the campaign cycle and ended up $20 million in debt. That alone should have exemplified that she's not the best leader. She's actually a poor, negligent leader. Like, how the hell do you even do that? Like, and then Trump had to come in and save the day, play hero, and say he'd help her get out of debt. That's some crazy shit, man. Shout out Big Wave Dave, $5. I was about to say, if you don't fix it by New Year, I was gonna come take some days to come visit. I'm weak. I'll work on y'all studio, man. I'll get y'all sounding so nice, man. Y'all gonna think y'all fresh and fit.
Barack Obama did it was because they were smart and they were intellectuals. And when the same people voted for Trump this election is because they're stupid, so they just got stupider.
Actually, you know what's crazy? Even smart people, even highly educated people was having a hard time with affordability in this election. So what does that even say? You're even calling the highly educated people, oh, well, you must not be so educated. I'm like, yo, the gaslighting.
Anybody who they disagree with, literally, that was the accusation. That would be the assertion.
Hey.
Anybody whose opinion didn't align with theirs. I swear.
Explain that.
Listen, man.
It's not like we got a new population.
Oh, you're right.
The same people that she's calling stupid were smart for voting for Barack. Maybe it's because Barack ran a campaign that spoke to, what's that?
Hope and change.
Hope and change, and spoke to things that people wanted. She didn't run that. She ran a horrible campaign, bro.
No, that's what it is. She ran a great campaign for what it was. You got to think it was 100. It literally was 100 for a 100-day campaign to be thrust in that position because you got a guy. You got a guy who's running off ego. Yeah. You got a guy.
But hold on though. You got a guy that's running off ego. You got a guy that's like old and decrepit. But here's the thing though. She lied to us and said that he was sharp as a thumbtack. She said that Joe Biden's just fine. He's running circles around the interns. So what are you saying, Charlemagne? Like you just can't say, oh, let's give her credit because Joe Biden was oh so bad. Yeah, but she was rocking with Joe Biden. She was defending Joe Biden, but nobody ever want to bring that up. Well, like her lineage.
Guy who was clearly just being selfish. You had a guy who was clearly just power hungry. I know everybody wants to say Biden is a hero. I can't look at it like that. The reason I can't look at it like that is because, you won the election. The first thing you should have said was like, look, I'm only here for 4 years. So y'all get ready. Okay? Get ready. Or 18 months ago when we were saying this guy is not going to make it till November. This guy is not going to win an election in November. He should have told them way, way, way back when, look, I'm not running again, yo. So y'all figure this out so y'all can do a primary, get the best candidate, whatever it is. He didn't do that.
No amount of time would have changed it. Because at the end of the day, she's still Kamala Harris.
No, I'm not saying even for her. I'm just saying they could have did a primary and they could have picked the candidate.
Oh, yeah. She would have lost.
Somebody would have won, that they would have wanted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe she would have got it. Maybe it would have been Mark Kelly. Maybe it would have been Josh Perry. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just saying.
They didn't have a superstar. She's not a superstar. It's just what it is. They tried to do their best to hide the fact
that... Need a superstar to beat Trump.
Exactly.
That's just
because he's a superstar, whether you like it or not. You might disagree with him.
Yes.
He is an undeniable superstar.
Why are you saying that though? Because he lost to Biden. Biden's not a superstar.
I keep telling
you. Whoa. I'm being real with you. Biden was kind of a political superstar. Remember, President Obama's VP been in politics for probably 30 years plus. I think he was a governor or a senator of Delaware. He's like, let's be real. Biden was a political superstar. And he was even more of a political superstar because of him being VP with Obama. That's one of the reasons why his political stock was so high to even run. You can't say he wasn't also a superstar.
That the Democrats have won in the last 20 years was Barack Obama or Barack Obama's VP. People voted for Joe Biden because we were in love with Barack Obama. Don't get it twisted how incredible Barack Obama was and how in love with Barack Obama we were. Barack was, and I mean, you saw him on the campaign trail.
I would go for Barack Obama's popularity, yes. As president, I'm not so sure about that one, but his popularity was literally through the roof. I mean, one of the most popular presidents of our time.
It was unbelievable watching. He's a superstar.
I think, and I've said it a million times. I think Joe Biden won in 2020 because of a series of unfortunate events, because of COVID. Because of the George Floyd protest, all of these different things. I think without those things, Joe Biden does not win in 2020.
So how does he
mail in?
But so how does he win this time, Trump?
You said what?
How does he win this time around?
Because people remember how they felt in 2020. They just remember how they felt.
Because people are done with Democratic policies. They're done because it's not just Trump, right? Like the DA in LA got removed, Gascon, this guy who put in a lot of Democrat policies that people hold responsible for the city not being what it used to be. So people in general were rejecting Democrat policies. They were rejecting
that's showed by the Senate and the House also going to the majority Republican side as well. It wasn't just Trump. It's exactly as Andrew Schultz is saying, just overwhelmingly across America in all facets and levels of politics, people are just fed up with the Democrats. Like empty promises and policy that hasn't proven useful for the people who are voting for them. They haven't done anything by the people who have endorsed them. So more people are just kind of turning to the Republican side. Like, hey, I have never voted for Republican, but let me entertain that side. It can't be that bad. I ain't got shit from the Democrats.
Rejecting left-wing ideology, and that's why Trump won the popular vote, and that's why they won the Senate, and that's why they're probably going to win the House. It's not like this was a flood.
But they had a lot of white Senate Democratic candidates who outperformed Kamala.
White Senate.
Yeah, they had a lot of white Democrats who ran for the Senate who did outperform.
What does them be? I'm missing why them being white is important.
I don't know. They just was white. I'm just saying. That's what they're labeled as. But a lot of them did outperform Kamala. And you had the governor of North Carolina is a Democrat. Yeah. He won, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think none of your points are wrong, but I just don't think it's one thing. I think it's a bunch of different things that caused Democrats to be in the position that they're in now.
I also think like horrible strategy at the end of the campaign. Like, I thought that at the end of the campaign, the Kamala campaign was very specific at the last month. It was like, we just want black people to come out. And that's the only people they targeted. It was the only podcast
they had pandering policies towards black people. Like, what is it? She says, oh, Kamala's plan for black men. And it was really just a whole lot of word salad talking about, oh, we're going to give 1 million loans to, we're going to give what, 20K to $1 million. We give, what was it?
20K loans to 1 million black men.
Yeah, and I'm just like, hold on. So only 1 million black men want to start businesses? Like, how low do you think of us? Hold on, you think 20K is just enough? Like I said, it was just pandering policies all the way around. I never did understand. I'm like, oh, so you realize that you're down with black men or you're losing the black vote, and then you want to go out here and give us plans for black men, talking about cryptocurrency as if we don't already know about cryptocurrency. Then you want to talk about, oh, give us loans, but only 1 million of us can get it. Well, surprise, surprise, Kamal, there's 31 million black adult Americans. So I don't know how is 1 million loans gonna help us?
And quick shout out to our sponsor, man, Doubly AI, man. Go ahead and take charge of your credit with Doubly. I've pinned the link in the chat, man. Sign up can be done in as little as 60 seconds. You're probably already on your phone, man. So do yourself a favor. Take charge of your credit and boost your score by up to 80 points, man.
As much as I do appreciate it, though, bro, her talking about, like, oh, get more black people in the weed industry was about as racist as can be. It's like, really? Oh, get us in the weed industry. Really? That's your plan. All right, well, are you going to get out those black men that you locked up for it, too?
Shout out Dudley.
Oh, gosh, shout out Dudley.
It was the only media that did.
Nah. She was out there with Liz Cheney the most. Liz Cheney was our biggest surrogate the last month.
That was the worst decision the Democrats ever made.
Now that I agree with.
But that's a separate argument. Like, because, and we were talking about this on Flagrant, but like, here's a perfect example. People talk about like how Republican Trump is, right? Who's Trump surrounded by? Just name me the names. Who are Trump's people?
Tulsi Gabbard, RFK
Democrat.
Jr.
RFK Jr., lifelong Democrat.
Elon Musk.
Lifelong Democrat.
Nah, for real.
Voted for Obama.
Yeah.
I'm so
on and on.
Shout out Big Wave Dave. $50, man. Baller alert, man. We appreciate the support, Big Wave Dave. Come on, Dave. You know I'm just trying to do my job, man.
He's like, oh, no. Let's not start this.
But yeah, man, I appreciate that, Big Wave Dave. You bought yourself some time, my